Well, this is it. This was Kentucky Route Zero.
Hello, welcome to Night Noise with Rita. I'm your host, Rita. So tonight we have Junebug and they're going to sing Static Between Stations, live from WEVP-TV.
Hi, this is SomeoneNamedDean. Welcome. I guess this is Junebug and Johnny. It's pretty cool. I like it. I don't think we'll watch the whole thing because I don't want to waste too much time here. But yeah, this is neat. So for some context, if you type in WEVP-TV, it'll take you to this website here. And I've only looked at a couple things here. Dead Air is a movie file, and I downloaded it, and I made this, well, you can see it right here, this TV static. It's a looping movie of, I guess a TV channel's logo and scan lines. And I decided to turn it into this OBS scene as a way to remember this game and kind of carry its legacy with me as I do more Let's Plays in the future, if I do. Thought it'd be a good way to remember the game anyways. So I took that as an opportunity. Yeah. So anyways, this is SomeoneNamedDean. And we're going to be doing the finale. Well, this will be the finale episode of my Kentucky Route Zero playthrough. Now, I technically beat the game yesterday. Yeah, completed Act 5 yesterday. And it kind of snuck up on me in a way. I wasn't expecting it to end the way it did, and I was definitely reflecting a lot on it yesterday after I beat the game. But with that said, I haven't technically completed the game. There is a epilogue chapter that I need to play. It is called Death of the Hired Man, which James Carrington, I believe is his name, is present throughout the game, and you talk to him, and he really wants to do some sort of performance. Talks to Conway for ideas, he talks to Shannon about appearing in it, and the circular menu of Kentucky Route Zero would make me believe that this somehow ties into Chapter 1, so we're gonna play it and see what it's about. But yeah, before we get on to that, just quickly looking at WEVP-TV. That thing we were just watching was Static Between Stations by Junebug here. And yeah, the Dead Air is just that movie. And yeah, I guess this is some sort of what do you call it? Augmented reality type of thing. I guess this might have been like a website that was maybe being updated throughout the years. Presumably, I'm not sure. But it is a nice little tie-in to the video game. I find this really cool. This is 1 hour long? What is this? I haven't checked this one out. Old School Revolutionaries. Can I skip ahead?
Are you now taping? I mean, can we run this thing on tape with this camera instead of trying to get Anita to film it?
Channel 7. Scene. Can control voltage, which
The video, of course, was a phenomenon.
An hour long.
we would
I'm standing.
a space or what we are doing.
Film. It shows my
Interesting. Presumably that must be one of the VHSs that was in WEVP-TV, the TV station before it got destroyed by that flood. But that's interesting. PSA, 4 minutes. General Motors, an hour long. Maybe it could be stock Creative Commons footage that they have here just to kind of demonstrate the content that this broadcast station would have had. Probably most interesting is the evening broadcast. I'm just going to click this, see what this does. Unless the website's just not working anymore. Something has gone wrong. It's probably related to the weather, which has been getting steadily worse since basically forever. We don't know because this is an automatic message designed to be broadcast when something catastrophic has happened. If you are still in town, you should probably consider evacuating. Well, if you are still in town, you probably already know what has happened. That's ominous. And whether or not evacuation would be prudent. Would you like to look outside and see if it's the weather that's interrupted our broadcast? Please, go ahead. Well, how does it look? What's the catastrophe? It's the weather, isn't it? Yeah, I bet it's the weather. Hopefully, the broadcast will be back. When the situation changes, that is, if changes are for the better, things get worse, we'll be in no position to resume. I can't say when that would be. At this point, you know, much more than I do. But I know one thing for sure. Whatever is going on, it must be pretty bad. Ominous. And then, yeah, the evening broadcast here is the whole entire interlude, interquel chapter on Pueblo de Nada. Yeah. So, oh, there we go. Here we go.
Hi, it's Rita. This is your evening.
So the neat thing about this, it's 29 minutes and 50 seconds, is it is, yeah, basically that entire chapter where I guess you're playing as Emily and you're behind the scenes and talking to Maya and Rita and Ron and I guess Ben and Bob are in the corner tinkering with stuff. And this is just before the radio station the broadcast station gets destroyed by the flood.
Evening broadcast. So maybe
Probablemente
Yeah.
ninguna de las
This is even that, what was it? I already forgot. Sorry, Junebug. On Pueblo de Nada. So I'm guessing this is the VHS that the whole act is, or interlude chapter is based off of. And then that would be Maya. That'd be Ron. Oh, Kyrano with his... What is this? The trippy liquid broadcast, or whatever it was. It's interesting. I don't know how this would... I find this highly amusing that it's a live action movie, that whole segment.
we call the
intent.
What? Ron, you should get the horses inside. Okay.
Hello, WEVP.
Oh, is this Jeff?
Hey Rita, it's me.
we had Jeff with it. Remember he called it's Jeff with it.
That whole long conversation tangent.
Ron knows what he's doing. Forward to hearing it.
Yeah,
And then Ron goes outside to try to help the neighbors.
We lost power a little while before, right?
Better get started then. With your eyelids clear.
She's the one who's reading the
Did
poems.
cardinals pull the twig?
And then this is when Weaver interrupts the broadcast. Yeah, she interrupts the broadcast, and all of a sudden, the chapter ends because I guess the place gets destroyed by the flood. And I believe this is the same broadcast that other characters have also admitted to witnessing. Like, they'll watch it and then they don't remember anything that's being said. But I guess it makes them feel like they feel compelled, I guess, in some way. Like, I think Shannon says she remembers feelings about it, but not what was actually said.
It's clear. Did cardinals pull the twigs out from your hair and wash your hands and feet and trim your...
Male school and these magnificent, tragic horses go underground as deep as you can go. The air is cool and the earth is damp, and when you close your eyes, you are surrounded by the dead. Remember where that is. You'll find your way from there. I think this place is what you're looking for. Some of it will wash away soon, but I think you'll be happy here, even without that male school and these magnificent, tragic horses.
And then it ends. I guess it kind of gives you a bit more context, I suppose. Probably could scour this for more lore and stuff like that, but I don't think we will. But in case you're watching this and you feel like it, it's just WEVP-TV. And then, yeah, ignore my search history there. Another thing I was going to do, but I don't think I will, was I was going to read through the Death of the Hired Man. And I swear some of it looks familiar. I think they actually quote it in the game. But that's not super long. Maybe, I don't know. I'll see how I'm feeling. Maybe I'll read this after the fact. But yeah, let's hop into the game, shall we? Now, let's do that. Okay. Yeah, I hope you're having a good day, afternoon, or evening. I'm doing well. End of Act 5. And then we have the Death of the Hired Man. So that's where we're at. It's interesting how the bobby pin is still when it's here. For some reason, Act 3 causes it to shake the most, and I wonder why. I just find that interesting. I wonder if you ever find out whose hands these are. Maybe it's Weaver. I don't know. That whole thing about Weaver has just been kind of a conundrum I've been thinking about. But yeah, let's do this. Death of the Hired Man. Let's see what it's about. And And then I guess after that, I kind of talk about my closing thoughts about this game. Mexico?
That's what she said.
Damn.
Oh, she's been there before.
It sounds so far away.
She lived there for years.
Why'd she come back?
Ask her. Sometimes it's hard to get a straight answer.
So I recall. Well, that old girl's trouble anyhow.
I'll tell her you said so.
She'd wear it with pride.
She would, wouldn't she?
I guess it's going to be one of those chapters where I won't be able to toggle voices.
How's business?
Ha ha ha. Sure, you laugh.
Sorry, Harry.
You laugh. But where'll you go and sit and talk all day when they shut down this place?
Oh, I appreciate the stakes.
It'll be a different story if someone bought a drink with cash now and then. Can't really remember what I did for Harry's voice.
Sure, Harry. We've all got our troubles. Which reminds me.
I'll pour 'em.
No, it's not that. As I was leaving the bureau, I ran into someone else.
Uh-huh.
Your erstwhile janitor.
I bet. What do you have to say?
In fact, he suggested he might come by and clean your facilities.
What? I told him never to.
Now, Harry, be kind.
I told him. Bar door opens and closes.
Here he is.
Now?
Be kind.
I'm always kind.
How does it look out there, Brandon?
It's pretty okay. I don't remember his voice either.
Sure.
The sun is out. Imagine that. I mean, it's clear skies.
Clear skies today.
Well, I'll get started. Listen, kid.
Just go on back, my young friend. We'll check in on you shortly.
Oh, it's just a couple of bathrooms. See? That attitude.
Go on back, Brandon. Okay, I'll start with the ladies.
Fine.
There's nobody.
It's just us and the kids.
Oh, hey, Al. What are you watching?
Some soap opera.
To Love a Red Moon. Oh, yeah. My mom used to watch this one. The woman in the scene, Magda, she's a Martian banker. Her lover is the moon Deimos, but she's unfaithful. It's very compelling.
Well.
See, Harry? A little bit of kindness, and you've got your janitor back.
When was I ever anything but kind to him? I let him sleep in the office whenever he missed his bus. But he's not dependable. Off he goes, always when I need him most.
He thinks he ought to earn a little pay.
I can't afford to pay any fixed wages, though I wish I could.
So, when someone else can pay,
Then someone else will have to.
not so loud. He'll hear you.
I want him to. He'll have to, eventually.
Harry, I believe you were about to pour us a couple drinks.
This damn bar is like a muddy, black little pond, where everyone who stops to drink falls and drowns.
Now, Harry, who would drink from a muddy black pool? Or pond?
There's always someone thirsty enough.
And what are you in this colorful metaphor with your changing voice?
Just another set of bones at the bottom.
I'll drink to that.
Hell, so will I. Ha ha. They're falling in love.
Huh?
On TV. So, how'd it go? Your plaything.
I guess the plaything would have been...
No, we didn't do the plaything. I thought this was what the chapter is going to be about. But did it already happen? Because it was going to happen at the gas station. Interesting.
My plaything.
You said you put on a play, right?
I staged an experimental theater production. Yes.
Pardon me.
If you must know, it was a disaster.
Sorry to hear about that.
I guess it happened then. On the topic of my production, the less said, the better.
Fine. Change the subject.
It was doomed from the start, really. As I watched the sun rise that morning in front of Equus Oils.
What's that?
The gas station. Joseph's place.
Oh. How is old Joe?
Reflective these days. Aren't we all?
Wait, you did your play at a gas station?
I staged. Yes.
And nobody came out, huh? I'll be damned.
An uncommon venue. By design.
It's unique. I'll give you that.
Even if an audience had materialized, there were other gaps in the production.
Okay.
The cast and crew, also absent.
Damn.
So, I alone stood there at sunrise, with no play and no audience to miss it. And you, what's been occupying your days and nights, my friend?
Not much. Sometimes I go down to the store and restock. But then it's straight back home.
Home? You mean this place?
I guess. Sounds pathetic, doesn't it?
Not at all.
No, you had it right at first. This bar is no home.
It all depends on what you mean by home. Talking to Brandon the other day, I got the sense he sees this bar as a kind of home, too.
Ha! He's like a dog that walked off off the street.
And what do you do, Harry, when a dog walks in off the street?
You give him some water. A dog never did anything wrong.
Home is a place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in.
What's that from?
A poem.
I bet. Sounds like a greeting card.
It's meant to sound a little cynical, I believe.
What's the poem called?
The Death of the Hired Man by Robert Frost.
Oh, of course.
Only the poem which served as the basis for my doomed experimental stage production.
I'm sure it's a great poem.
The next line is, I should have called it something you somehow haven't to deserve.
Huh.
Mean anything to you?
Is he a Christian man?
Frost? Yes, I think he was, with a healthy measure of doubt.
Then it sounds like to me the grace of God. You get it when you're baptized. It's automatic. You don't have to do anything to earn it. You just try to be worthy of it. sorry my voices are so inconsistent. I don't even know I'm trying, but here I am. What do you think?
Harry, you know I only attend church for the acoustics.
Then what's the line mean to you? Then what's the line mean to you?
Oh, I take it very literally. It's a moral claim. There is, for each of us, a place called home. The relationship is inalienable. It's our birthright. No one may keep us from this place.
Says who, though? I mean, who enforces it?
If God won't, then it's up to us.
And I guess you think the same goes for that kid back there.
Am I so transparent?
So why is it up to us, though? Doesn't his grandma work in a bank or something?
Does she?
I'm pretty sure I heard that.
But Harry, don't you think that if he could get help from family?
Sure. Maybe they had a fight.
He looked exhausted.
Yeah, he did.
Why don't you go check on him?
It's kinda quiet back there, huh?
Not to scold him, Harry. Just see how he's doing.
Yeah, alright.
Turning to the TV, I'll catch up on the melodrama of the day. Well, you've been glued to this program all day. What do you make of it?
Everybody's secretly in love with everybody else. It's so boring.
Too consistent. I see.
Sorry your play was a bust.
Live theater is always a risk. That's what makes it interesting.
I agree.
Sure, you're a performer. You understand.
I was in a movie recently.
I hadn't heard.
Yeah, a western. Kind of. A glitch western.
You have my complete attention.
I don't even know what a glitch western is. I was just thinking about your poem.
Oh?
Yeah. But I was thinking about it as a riddle. Like, what's the place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in?
And the answer is home?
No. It's a grave.
Our host returns. But so quickly. Well, did you and the young man have a heart-to-heart conversation? How is he?
He's asleep on the floor with a roll of paper towels as a pillow.
Try to remember, Harry.
No, it's all right. Let him rest. Sorry, that's just my phone going off. Huh. And that's it, I guess. Interesting. And then I guess it just loops back. For some reason I was hoping to see something of Conway or Shannon, maybe get a little bit more closure, but I'm not actually restarting it, I'm just loading it up for the sake of it. I'm sure if I read the poem, perhaps it'd give me a bit more context. The death of the hired man. Maybe it's a complete parallel to Conway here. It probably has some sort of correlation because it precedes Act 1. Oh, there's their man, Conway. The game starts with the sun setting, and the game ends with the sun rising. So, yeah, I guess I have some thoughts to go over regarding this game, seeing as this will be the last time I play it. So, gosh, I was trying to think about it and I wrote it all down. It's gonna seem kind of silly. Yeah. Saturn is in retrograde. Kentucky Route Zero is a game about thinking and feeling. You step into the roles of individuals who are of the working class, who have suffered misfortune, but have to continue living, sometimes on the verge of uncertainty, with no one to help them but themselves. It's a game about memories and pain, but also about moving forward in hope. Collecting the pieces and finding yourself along the way. It's a game about things being out of control and not making sense. And by that extension, it's a game about life. Even if it has elements that aren't the same as our own reality, it mirrors it in a way. In its themes of struggling, surviving, and making the best out of things. The characters are all victims of the greed of others. And in the end, they find a way to live a humble life outside of the world that caused them grief, finding a town where they can live out their days, if they so choose. Shannon's parents died in Elkhorn Mine. Conway became indebted to a manipulative company that ensnares its employees and works them to death, then possibly uses their corpses to flavor their whiskey. Ezra was seemingly abandoned by his parents, possibly because of financial ruination. The town, in the end, was being ran by the Consolidated Power Company, who pulled their presence from the town, leading to its denizens being abandoned without proper support, and in the end caused the town to be flooded. They are to blame, but will never be held accountable. There's a lot of mystery to the game, and some questions are never answered, it seems. Were we just following Weaver until the very end? Was she waiting there for us? Did she arrange these events through supernatural means to guide Shannon to Dogwood Drive? Did Conway have a choice to escape the Hard Times distillery? Or was it his choice to stay? To live his life as a working man, as it was the only life he ever knew? Why are Johnny and Junebugs robots? They were tasked with draining Elkhorn mines, allegedly before discovering the archivist's tape decks and realizing they were unhappy with what they were made to do and decide to make a life for themselves. Possibly, the big bad, the villain of the game, is a consolidated power company. They are never encountered, but they own everything and everyone owes them, and in the end, the wreckage of the small town you see is an echo of their presence. Are they not the reason behind the death of Shannon's parents and the owners of the Hard Time Distillery, who now own Conway? Also, what happened to Lysette? And who originally lived at Dogwood Drive? Though perhaps that question matters little, as what came before and what comes next may not be as important as what is now. Who will live in number 5, Dogwood Drive? What is the meaning of the game? What was the journey about? Was this game about the death of the hired man? Was this game about the death of Conway? Perhaps the game was just about someone finding and reaching the destination of Dogwood Drive. Perhaps Weaver ordered antiques from Lysette, knowing events would lead Shannon to come find her with Conway's help, or through Conway's actions at least. Or perhaps Weaver's appearance at the very end, next to Shannon, symbolizes the memories of people we carry with us as we live our lives. There is hope among the ruins of our memories and pain, held together by flesh we are composed of, adorned over our bones, and what we build our lives up from, which may be all that is left of us when we rot into nothingness. The game often deals with the motifs of ghost stories and places and people being haunted. Sometimes it seems like characters can act like ghosts without ever having died. Conway interacts with people who vanish on him, and Conway himself vanishes from Shannon's life. And Conway himself is haunted by his past. We can become ghosts of the lives we once lived, if given enough time to change or reflect on ourselves, and we can become ghosts to others in the sense that we can vanish from the lives of other people while leaving some sort of impression and impact and questions. People disappear, whether they were close and important to us or complete strangers, and often never reappear in our lives. We're never certain of the last time we say goodbye to them. Things happen because they do, often without us ever knowing the complete truth of things, and without us ever having complete closure. And sometimes the only thing we are left with is the ideas of what led to them happening in the first place, and the absence of what was. Of what once was. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. In the end, the house at Dogwood Drive is nothing but bare bones, but it is a foundation, and that is a start. Perhaps the final delivery of Conway had little to do with the antiques of Lysette, but was always about the people he brought together along the way. Maybe it was never about the antiques being delivered. Maybe just about finding the destination and finding the importance of that place. In the end, Conway sort of brought them all together and delivered them there, and perhaps it came at the right time. Shannon and her friends came at a time when healing could begin, and for those who could start over regardless of what happened before, and who found something together, making a community that helped each other despite their differences, that could work together alongside each other to make a future together. Anyways, I had to write that to compose my thoughts on the game. Still butchered it because it's late. Very late. That's just how it goes. Yeah. Well, I think that's it. So, hey, this was Someone Named Dean. And if you're still here, I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. This was Kentucky Route Zero. It was a game I started 10 years ago, and now I finally completed. I would say it's worth it. It's very much an interesting game. A game about reflection, and maybe a game that doesn't have answers. maybe it's a game where you just kind of feel, I guess. It's a game that makes you feel, and it's up to you to determine how you feel about it. And maybe in some ways it's kind of art. It is very artsy, in fact, stylistically and through its substance. I like to recommend it to people, but I also understand that it's such a unusual game. But maybe that's what makes it good, at least in my eyes. Maybe I find something I resonate with it. I don't know. But this is this. So, all right. Well, this is it. This is the end. I hope Shannon and her friends have a good life, and they find happiness. And wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're doing okay, and things are going your way. Thank you for being here. You take care of yourself. And yeah, I guess, I don't know, I'm not really good at saying goodbye. But I guess this was it. So, until next time, if there is a next time, if we ever meet again, you have yourself a fantastic day, afternoon, evening, night. I guess I'll see you later, maybe.